Hey everybody, this is your girl Lady She from How Michael Lady She podcast. I am excited. We are in the second series of She Is My SHERO, and I'm telling you, 2023 did not come to play. Listen, we are going to be educated, we are going to be empowered, and we are going to be encouraged. And with that segue, y'all know how I get. I get excited, y'all. I gotta stay excited. Stay excited. How about that?
That's it.
My beautiful special guest for this evening is none other than Miss Jewana White of Strong Island. Hello, y'all.
Yes.
We always in the building. She is the CBO of U Factor Wellness. Welcome.
Thank you.
Jewana, I'm so excited. Listen, awakening you, honey. I'm awoken, okay?
Yes,
we'll get to that. Y'all understand why I said what I said, but welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You are so awesome.
Oh, thank you for everything you're doing.
You're
awesome.
I'm excited. This is going to be so good, guys. Trust me. Thank me later in advance, okay? In advance. So, just jumping right into it. First of all, what is a CVO?
So that's Chief Vibe Officer. Something about me is like, I just like to be different. That's first of all.
That. Okay.
And my business is your energy. So your vibe is everything. And that's what I tap into is your vibe. So Chief Vibe Officer.
I love that. So let me ask you this. Like, is this something that you created? Or it's like an actual thing where there's other CVOs that have other companies.
It's my creation.
I love it. And I knew the answer before she said it, but I had to let her say it. I knew that.
My creation.
Chief Vibe Officer. I'm going to have to make you a shirt that says
Thank
you. Have a shirt already?
No,
I'm making that. I said it already. I'm making it for her. Oh my gosh. Chief Vibe Officer. That just make me feel I love it. So Chief Vibe Officer of U Factor Wellness.
Yes.
Where did this come from?
U Factor Wellness is a journey. It came from the pain. It came from the pain of life and the pain of not choosing me. So that's where U Factor, because I had to tell myself, getting up many days, girl, U Factor, you matter. And that's where this journey began with U Factor. And as I continued, I was awakened to so many parts of me that I didn't even know or ever tapped into. So it started with U Factor, but it's awakening you that's really like the journey. That's where I go down into the trenches of it.
Love it. That's amazing. Because I mean, if we think about it, we sometimes end up finding ourselves after the pain.
Right.
And sometimes during the pain.
During the pain.
You know what I'm saying? What they say, pressure bust pipes. And what's the other one? They say
they got so many sayings.
But all of it ends well after the pain or during the pain. So we are here for it. And there is no one on a planet that has not gone through some type of pain and have to live to see another day to say, I got through that and now I'm this.
Right.
You know, so thank you so much for being bold enough, you know, to share your journey. You know, I'm excited for you. So if I ask you, who is Jewana White, what comes to mind?
Innovator.
Yes.
Revolutionary. My mission is to revolutionize healthcare by bringing it back to self-care.
Love that.
So I'm a person who I just don't take things. Like, we got to ask a question. We got to go a little deeper. It got to be a little more to it.
Deeper. She's like, come on, bring some more.
It's got to have substance. So, and like when I talk about being the Chief Vibe Officer, when I go into your vibe, it's deeper than just how you feel. Your vibe is your vision, your intentions, your beliefs, and your execution. And that really determines your life. So your vibe is your life. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So when we go in working on your vibe, people think it's, just your energy, but your energy comes from your visions, from your intentions.
It makes sense.
From your beliefs.
Oh my gosh.
And from whether you execute or not. Because a lot of people say they have faith, but faith, the word is works. So you can have faith, but you don't move on it. So you don't have faith. You just believe something.
Oh, come on with the jewels already. She said I'm coming in hot. Okay, no, that makes all makes sense though. Like, I got faith, but you just sitting there. You ain't getting nothing done. Ain't even walking your purpose. Nothing.
Right.
Wow. Right. I love that. So now, what was it like growing up? What was your childhood like?
Oh, my childhood. So we knew each other from
yes,
childhood,
we did.
like elementary
Absolutely,
school.
elementary school.
And so that was 45 Jackson. That's where I grew up at.
Right around the corner.
And when I was at 45, I was still at Fulton Street School. And a lot of people, you know, you're young, 9 years old. I came home from school and we didn't go home. My mother picked me up from school and we had moved because she had left my father.
That's how you found out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And we just went to our new apartment in Roosevelt.
So mom was like, oh, I'm already setting this up. I'm going to handle
Mom
this.
was done and it was necessary or needed. My father got strung out on crack.
Okay.
And then used to beat my mother for money, for whatever.
And the area where we lived, it was easy access for sure.
Right.
So I'm sure he went through a hard time.
Right.
Because yes.
Very hard time.
Yeah. That area.
Very hard time. So at 9, I don't understand none of that. I got a younger brother that I now became a caretaker to. And because now my mother's working 2 jobs to maintain this new apartment by herself. So again, choosing me wasn't an option at 9 years old. I was getting on now a bus from school in Hempstead to Roosevelt to make sure I was picking up my brother in time to go home, cook dinner, and do homework because my mother was at work.
Right. So you had the latchkey child thing going on.
By 10, 9, 10 years old.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. So this is the dynamics of when child turns into mom or parent.
Right.
And that can be, I don't want to say devastation. What word can I use?
Trauma.
Yes. Trauma. So I guess I can use devastation.
It is devastation.
Because you don't really know it's devastation. You're just operating in what needs to happen.
Right.
Wow.
And that's what we kind of adapt in life. And now that became my life. Not until I started awakening to me. We talking years of therapy. We talking years of coaching. We talking years of church. We're talking years of a lot of things that I had to unlayer.
Right. Right.
Because my childhood, when I started reflecting in my marriage, was I became a caretaker and not a wife.
Right.
So
there's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's absolutely a difference.
There's a difference. So learning that at getting married at 22, pregnant, and the responsibility and all of that, I took the role that I knew. And we don't even realize that that's the pattern that's running.
Right. Right.
Because that's what it was. It was a pattern. Because now I took care of my brother. I know that role. I know how to do that. I know how to, and I really didn't. I just kind of found my way through that.
Trial and error. Yeah.
And now I need to be a mother and a wife. And I don't know the difference.
Come on in here with that, Jewana. No, that's a bar right there. It's true.
I don't know the difference.
Right, right.
So all I did was the best that I knew how. Let me take care of everybody. I can take care of you. I can take care of you. I know what you want. I know what you need. I know how you feel celebrated. I know. And the thing is, nobody knew Jewana, including Jewana.
Right. Whew. She just chose violence over me. She said, I'm going to just punch Shanice too.
What?
She said, I'm going to get in Lady She business as well while I'm on her podcast. Okay. All right.
Well, the beauty I find with all of this stuff is we heal each other.
Right.
It's all healing. It's not by chance or circumstance.
Yes.
It's all healing because our journeys are for each other to grow through. And that's the key with any of this is growing through it.
Right. So in growing through it, what are because when I think of growing, I also think about, like being a child and going through like growing pains.
Exactly.
So, so now you're still, I'm going to say how Ayana Lazant would say it sometimes. She basically say, you're still that child.
Right.
And people always try to say like it's dramatic, but no, it's what it is.
Right.
If no one's ever tapped into asking you how you felt, showing you what to actually do, and you're not fending for yourself, you are kind of still that 9-year-old in an adult's physical body.
Right.
So now, being 22, because let me say this, and I would love your take on it. I have my son at 23. And a lot of times when I see the young girls, having babies, or even when I see people a little older than their 20s having children in reference to their maturity, I'm like, I'm going to keep praying.
Right.
Because you're not really 22 sometimes.
Right.
You going through stuff yourself, but now you're just kind of navigating, dealing with the position you're in right now. So what was it like being 22 years old and understanding, okay, I basically raised my brother, but now I have to raise my own child.
Right.
How do I know the difference, and what do I do?
You don't. You just the honest answer is you don't. So at 22, when I got pregnant, so I had my son at 23 as well. Okay. So at 22 is when I got pregnant, and then the right thing to do was get married. As per the church, the world, and we don't even realize that is because now the unworthiness of being pregnant without being married is something that's starting to play in your mental. And instead of what I call vibing up from that, you settle for it.
Bar.
And you don't even realize that's what's happening because it's a pattern.
Yes.
And I talk a lot about patterns because once you create a pattern and you make that shirt, you don't get a different shirt until you recreate the pattern. So a lot of times people aren't willing to recreate the pattern. And that's what I awakened to, was the patterns that I created for me. Like, I don't blame anyone anymore for what's happening in my life. Okay. Because it's all happening for me. What part of this do I need to grow through?
Right.
And what was the question? We had a question.
Girl, just go ahead. I don't want to forget the question. Okay, forget the question. That was what it was. Basically, you're saying like, sometimes we end up in positions, but we kind of have to navigate through it, but not in a manner where you lose yourself. You still have to be connected to who you are.
Right.
And I feel and I'm gonna this is our platform right now.
Right.
As Black women, we a lot of times lose ourselves for every single thing that she named. Not really knowing the difference between being a mother and a wife, but just jumping out there and falling in line for what we feel needs to happen for everybody. And with that, you don't even know that you're deteriorating. Everyone else is smiling and happy, and they're happy because you work hard to make them happy, but you are cold. You are numb. You are empty. And you don't deserve that.
Right.
You deserve to be connected to you.
And so I'm big on words and energy.
Okay.
Deserve is like you deserve someone. So I want it.
Yeah.
It's not that I deserve or need to be. I want it, and that's enough. That's just it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no longer me bargaining for anything. So when we say we deserve something, I got to bargain and prove to you that I need this or I want this. No.
Right. That was good. That was so good. Oh my gosh. I'm empowered already. Hello in here. Hello in here. So now let me ask you this, just going back a little bit. What's your background in reference to education?
So, let's see.
Where do I start? I got comma. Okay.
Let's see. No, not even that. So now 22, I was in school.
Okay.
Going to school. I had moved down to Atlanta to be with my, at the time, boyfriend, ex-husband now, but moved down there, signed up for Emory College. I was in school for nursing.
Emory, yes.
Right. And I had applied for Long Island Railroad before I had left.
Okay.
Again,
a great job to have.
Following the path of what you're taught. So my mother ended up getting a job with the railroad, and I knew it was a good job. It supported us.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Hello.
So I came back. And at the time, my husband, he said I would come back.
Okay.
We were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I'm coming back too. So I didn't go to college. I wound up getting a job at the railroad. I just left there 22 months ago. And
congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow.
So 23 years of service there.
That's amazing.
And during that time, that emptiness kept me in school. Gotcha. So during those years, I knew it was something more, would I say, pain again. Let me just go back to it. So over the years, you're doing something you really don't love.
She is jabbing at a sister.
So how long am I going to do that? And then now, again, pain hits, infidelity. Then again, your body done changed. You don't look the same. You don't do this. You don't do that. So as, I guess, my sorting out what are my options, what can I do now with all of this pain, I go to church. Right. Where else do you go?
You still only had the one son at the time?
No, both sons. So my son, I had at 23, the next one at 25.
Oh, okay.
So
they were almost stair step. Okay.
2 years, 2.5 years apart. In that time, I bought my house and everything. Right. So we set up. We good.
Yes. Hello.
We good. Yeah. And life is wonderful. And now you still feel empty. What do you do with that? Right. So I go to church. And I'm a passionate person about things that I do. And I learned to switch the energy on that because people don't understand.
It's almost
passion.
like survival,
right?
For other people. No, it is. It's almost like survival. I gotta switch it up for other people. I have to survive and being connected to you. Like we gotta get it together. Awaken you. Okay. Right. Hello. It's so true.
So in that process, now you're gonna tell me what I gotta do to get out of pain. Yeah. You told me serve God. I'm gonna serve God. You told me now I got a tithe to heal my finances. I'm gonna tithe. Okay. You told me that I gotta repent. I'm gonna repent. You told me whatever you told me I had to do. I'm gonna do it.
I was doing it.
I'm doing it. In that time, I got a 4-year bachelor's in biblical studies.
Wow.
Because I need to know all about this God that you tell me that is all knowing, all powerful, all seeing, and I got that same power.
Come on.
Let me know all about it.
Yes. Come on, I want to help somebody.
So I may have been selfish. I went into God for power. I need to understand this power that heals all, cures all. I need to feel it. I need to experience it. I need to bathe myself with it. And if you tell me I got to go to school now and get a degree on learning God, I'm going to do it.
Let's do it.
For me to preach the word and bring it to people because I want to heal people. Right. I want people to be saved and live a powerful life.
Yes.
So that's what I did. That started the journey.
Okay.
That started the journey. So after my bachelor's in that, I'm filing foreclosure, bankruptcy. I got life in.
Life is life.
Life is life in. At every angle, I'm giving 10% plus. I'm head of finances. I'm going to Detroit, sitting down with the Winans and Bishop, all these people, and my life is still jacked up.
Right.
I don't even feel like I'm in love anymore. Like this ain't even working. Where
What's
we going?
Happening?
Well, God.
Where's the blessings? I'm doing my part, Jesus.
I'm doing my part.
I'm struggling. I'm strangled. Yeah.
Where's that?
Where is it?
Show me the money.
Yeah, show me the something. Because this is giving broke and it's giving hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
It was giving that at all angles. So now just focus on you, girl. Your weight is struggling. You're like everything. I'm at work. My shoulder, tore my shoulder.
On the job?
On the job. And this is, I'm telling you, when God's ready to move you, you got to learn to listen. And when you don't listen, My therapist called it, the universe is up in the ante on you.
Ooh, come on, therapist. The universe ain't playing with you. Basically, that's what she's saying.
That's what
You're not paying attention.
You're not paying attention. Wow. So when God's ready to speak to you, and just I'm pretty open with how I speak of God. I call God God. I call God universe. I call God source. I call God energy. I call God chi. God is universal. Yes. So whatever you want to call God, don't get offended if I'm calling him or her, or I mean, you know. But when he's ready to speak and you don't pay attention, there are things that are patterns that's going to hurt you more and more the less you listen.
Yes.
So when you start finding yourself going through these pains of reoccurring pains, like, I mean, like this just happened. And people say, what do they say? It's always something. No, it's always something happening. People say that all the time.
And what they say is always something happened. They say, I can't win for losing. Right. All these defeated things. So,
and they're defeating themselves. They're defeating themselves.
I hate those phrases. I don't know who made them up.
Because people don't even pay attention to what they're saying.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a double-edged sword, and they don't realize that you either gonna speak the truth in power, or you're gonna speak against it.
Yes, exactly.
And it's one or the other.
One or the other, right.
And learning that, being aware of that, is not, I'm going to say, an easy road.
Right.
You know, so now I'm going back. So now my weight, I'm looking at that. My body's aching. Sinus infections.
Now you're in physical pain, for sure.
Physical pain. Sinus infections, all kinds of stuff is happening. I'm like, yo, what is going on with you, Jewana? This is not the power of God that they talk about. Like, what is your body's hurting? And I'm young. I'm talking, this is, I want to say 12 years ago. 12, 13 years ago. So
not that long ago.
Yeah,
not that long ago?
Right.
Wow.
But in our bodies, I was feeling my age now. Right. I didn't feel 12.
So the body was like, huh?
Right.
Listen,
I was like,
get it together, sis. What?
So again, I started integrative health nutrition. That's where I started learning about just opening up to different cultures.
So now, how is it something where you just came upon it, or did someone introduce you to it in the church?
And this is the thing about my life, and this is why you got to pay attention, because I always say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So every time I'm ready for a different part of my journey, something just appears. I don't care if it's on my news feed.
Suddenly.
I don't care, but it's me being conscious of it. It's you being conscious.
Right.
This is where I'm at. Oh, this is my teacher. You know, you get a resonance with it. You just kind of like, oh, I resonate with this.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So that's how you know when something is for you or not. Like, I don't say bad or good.
Right.
I say it serves you or it doesn't.
Right.
Because when we stay in bad or good, now we're judging. And I can't tell you what's bad or good for you.
Hello.
I could only tell you what serves me or doesn't. That's it.
I like that. It makes so much sense. Tag on you. What? Oh my God.
So, yeah.
So what year was that you came upon?
That was 20. Let's go back. So integrative nutrition might have been 2011.
Let me ask you something. When you come upon these things, is it something that you share with other people, or do you kind of deal with it in silence with you and God? I just shared something with her that I explained to her. God didn't even let me tell my mom about it. So is that something that goes on with you?
So you learn to discern what can be told and what can't be told.
That was good.
So you know how much you can share and how much you can't share. So this is why being in tune to you is important, because you know the outcomes you're looking for. You know what's going on. Like, I was talking to a friend the other day, and part of my journey, I said I was in foreclosure for my house. I've been 12 years in my house without paying a mortgage.
Wow.
Okay.
Hello.
My house caught on fire in 2020. the height of the epidemic. I hadn't paid homeowner insurance, nothing. And my house has been totally rebuilt because the people that's fighting me that say they own my house had to pay for it to be fixed.
Right.
So when you learn who you are,
all of that.
When you learn that, you stand in that power. So when I started that journey of going through foreclosure, I could have just sat there and believed what I heard.
Right.
But I moved in it. So you're telling me that there's a promissory note that's attached to your home. And you're telling me and what really started that journey was I was doing real estate at the time. Buying properties and doing all of this stuff. And I had to take flipping houses. And I had to take a squatter to court to get the house. I had to sit back. I'm sitting here fighting for my life. I've been paying my mortgage my entire time I've been in here. When I bought my house, I bought it on credit. I didn't even need to show my job, nothing. And you gonna tell me that y'all about to put me out, but I gotta take a squatter to court? Right. So we gotta investigate. And this is what I'm saying about we gotta go deeper. And as a people, we gotta learn to do that.
Yes, absolutely. I love that you just said that. Come on, Jewana. Come on, CDO.
That's why they say my people will perish for a lack of knowledge.
Absolutely.
So it's not because it's not there, it's because they won't go deeper. And I found that in the word. Like a lot of people sit in church, but they don't go deeper. They quote these quotes and they say what these cliches and they never go into a place of how does that apply to me?
You, yes. Absolutely. That was good.
So that's where my journey is doing that. Okay, so now school, this is what I'm saying, school. Integrative health, I opened up to that. And again, pain. 2016 is when I was doing the city challenge.
What's the city challenge?
It's like one of those Spartan kind of races.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And I ate that, strong, but I jumped up on the monkey bars to do you had to go across.
That was gotcha.
That was part of the thing.
Like a obstacle course type thing.
There's an obstacle course. So I couldn't get across. I jumped down. When I jumped down, my knee top popped out of place. My ACL, MCL, meniscus gone. I was down for a year.
You was in pain.
Pain.
You were in pain.
I had to get surgery. They wanted to break it up into 2 surgeries, and I'm like, no way, you're gonna cut me, and then I'm already
recut me.
Right, gonna recut me. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
That's when I realized the medical system was failing us.
Come on and get into that.
So going into, and at the time, during my recovery, I think it was my anniversary, and my ex-husband had a massage therapist come to give me a massage. And she was talking about the school and it's right in Syosset and this and that. And I said, I'm gonna go check it out. And it was that simple.
Wow.
I went and I called my girlfriend and I said, I think I know where I'm going next on this journey. And I said, I just need to get a little deeper.
Right. Come on with the deeper.
I just need to go a little deeper. And so I started massage school January of 2017. I was still on crutches, going to school.
No excuse zone. That was for somebody. Stop using that as an excuse to not push forward.
What I figured was, you ain't working now, you might as well be doing something.
That part too. And that part.
And so I did that. And every time that I've been out, I said I tore my shoulder. I was out for 10 months. I went to school to get my KSAC for drug addiction.
Wow.
Because that's something that plays heavy on my heart because my father was addicted to drugs. So I want to be able to talk to that imbalance because that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's an imbalance when you get addicted to just it's usually trying to quiet those noises.
The noises, the visions, the
whatever
the
it is. So you self-medicate.
Self-medicate, absolutely.
So
for you.
Yeah.
I love that, Jewana. That's amazing. That is amazing. No, I love that you shared that every time you got a physical element or situation, you educated yourself.
Yeah. When the pain comes, I didn't even realize that that's what I do. So going through foreclosure, that's not fun. The shame, the guilt,
what am I gonna do?
I'm not managing it's a lot that comes with that. It's a lot of mental. And I share that because that's something I didn't share with anybody.
Ooh.
That's not something me going through the process of taking the mortgage companies to court. And, I'm still in court. They're appealing me. I don't want in the Supreme Court, but they still appealing me because they can't believe
this
is
how it fell into place.
This little black girl that came in here and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Do you know?
Let me show you.
Yes. You understand what I'm saying? So when you start, so now, like I said, I'm telling a friend about that. They was, why you didn't tell me? I would have stopped paying mine. Because you wouldn't have.
No.
Yeah. You would have told me that it wasn't going to work. You would have told me that I'm crazy. And right now, the doubt, the guilt, everything that I already own for myself would have I would have took yours.
Yep.
I would have took yours. And I call that running other people's energy. So you got to know when to run their energy and when not to.
Right. Absolutely.
And I had to learn that because not everybody's energy is going to necessarily energize you. So, so learning that is key.
Absolutely. I felt all of that. Thank you I'm glad I asked that question because my God, somebody gonna be blessed about that because no, you kind of battle and you don't want to feel like people are trying to hurt you. They just don't know.
They just don't know.
And a lot of times when you're on your journey to awakening you, they're still dealing with the old you.
Right.
So you kind of got to be like, I don't fault you for that, but no. You know what I'm saying? I got to stay in the groove that I'm in right now. Because I'm riding this thing.
That's it.
I'm riding this thing. That was for somebody. I don't know. Just want to say that to you real quick. So you did what you say, integrated health.
Nutrition. That's where it started. Just let me figure out how I'm eating.
Right.
What am I putting in my body? Then I went to massage. Yeah.
And so even with massage, and people don't understand, it's a lot with that too.
That's an associate's degree.
Yeah.
It was 2 years. And I didn't think that's what that was. I went in it, honestly, again, I talk about the railroad, but it was a place that I didn't love.
Right.
It was a place that I've always,
it was safe.
It was safe.
It was familiar.
It was paying the bills. Yes. And the key was at that time.
We do that.
Right. I was the safety. And again, this was going back to my childhood, just knowing how to do. I watched my mom be safe. Yeah. I watched her keep us safe and it worked.
Right.
We're good. We're good. It worked. But I knew there was an entrepreneur in me. But my husband at the time was an entrepreneur. So he was a barber. He was like, he was doing his own thing, the DJ, to this. So you know what? He gonna build our empire and I'm gonna be the safety.
Right. Gotcha. We a team and this works.
We a team and this works. Until the empire is not building.
Right.
And then I'm the only one here that's really suffering because I'm doing this for the empire.
The empire ain't empire. She's like, what's going on here? I'm not winning yet.
Right.
I ain't gonna empire or myself. Somebody got to fix this.
Something's wrong.
Something's off.
Right. Yeah. Right. Wow. So that's when you start even taking that a little bit deeper.
Right.
And again, studying the Word of God and studying the Bible and studying. Now, when I fell into ministry, I fell into deliverance. So deliverance now is we're going to execute these demons and we're going to get this out and we're going to do this. So that's why I guess I realized and understood when I went into massage how powerful the energy is. Instead of now.
God be knowing, man.
You know what I'm saying?
These certain things,
stages.
It's all connected. Wow.
So leaving from deliverance and moving into now just a total healing, because now part of my journey, like I said, the good and bad, is when we stay in a place of judgment. So deliverance is saying you got these things that are horrible for you that need to come out. That's judgment. We have energies that are stagnant in the body, and that's what shows up, stagnation. So when people truly understand suppressing things, that causes stagnation. So when I don't let this out freely, or you don't find a healthy way to let things go and suppress it, Now it shows up in your body.
Right.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
It's gonna be released.
It's going to come out. Yes. Absolutely.
It's gotta come
show
out.
up.
It's gotta show itself.
Wow.
And that's learning the energy of who you are.
You know, I used to hear the older folks say, guilt will make you sick.
Right.
And as I've gotten older, reading and, you know, things of that nature and things you come upon, you start to understand what they meant by that. Like energy.
Right.
Energy. Like we really have to get in tune with that and understand the dynamics and where you can go with it, and understanding self is so much involved.
It's a whole lot.
Wow.
Like
no.
Like it's really a whole lot. And what I love about Chinese medicine, going into massage school, even into integrative health, going in there is like you realize how in tune with nature you are. And how important, if we just sat back and looked at nature, we would see how we're supposed to live.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, because it's our planet that's a mess. Where the animals are, they be fine. It don't look crazy. Like, yeah, we messing it up. We gotta do better.
Well, we mess it up because we keep saying we're messing it up. We're not messing up our planet.
Come on,
we're not. That.
So when I'm saying when I was looking at, when I said what I said was the trash, the using of the plastics, you know, the stuff that's in our foods, all these different things, the chemical stuff like that. Right. So that's not messing it up.
Well, that's man doing that.
That's what I mean.
They adding that.
Man.
They adding that, but the planet's not messed up.
Got you. Yeah. That's why she gets the big bucks. She made it very clear. Got you. But that's what I was meaning, yeah.
Right. It's what they're doing to maneuver and clone and recreate and create more power for themselves.
That part.
Because that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Self. And when we look at, and this is awakening, you know, the systems that are put in place for us to follow.
Right.
And nobody questions them. Who told us we had to pay a mortgage? We just said, okay. Who told us we had to pay taxes?
Right.
We just say, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know that's a remittance form and you can say, no, I'm not paying it?
That's a fact. I know a plethora of people who
don't. I don't pay taxes.
True. It's so true.
No.
It's so true.
But when you know your rights, and so this is part of my journey, is because when I felt like God was failing me, the student is ready to teach your peer. So I start searching other gods. Okay, Christ ain't working. Do I go to Allah? Is his God gonna work? You know, like now I'm going to the different gods. Let's figure them out. Which one gonna serve me?
Going deeper. Going deeper.
Let's go deeper. So then I was awoken to the Moorish temple, and that's who taught me about our rights and just who we are.
So just explain in reference to the Moors. The Moors.
So I can't even go as deep, and it's so much learning,
so many layers,
and so many layers to it. But that's who awoken me to, you know, you're not supposed to pay a mortgage. Do you know that you're not supposed to pay taxes? Do you know even your credit card bills, your car loans, did they ever put money in your account? But do you know that you have a trust in your name? That you can write everything
right there,
right off.
Right.
Do you know that this mindset that we are put in is a setup?
Right.
And to understand that, I had to go deeper.
Right.
I couldn't just now sit with the guy just told me to wait and pay these bills and it's gonna come to you, and it just didn't serve me that anymore. It didn't serve me to feel powerless.
Right. That was a bar. Hello. That's real.
So I keep looking. Did I want to become a Moor? No, because I didn't feel I needed to become anything anymore. At that point.
That's it. I'm his creation.
That's it. And I don't have to.
Right.
I'm in this world, but not of this world. And when people understand what that really means I'm not even subject to these rules and regulations that they put on you.
Right.
But not everybody's willing to walk in that. It's being able to walk the walk.
Boldly.
Anybody that knows me from Long Island Railroad would never, ever knew that I was going through foreclosure, bankruptcy, divorce, none of it.
Right.
I didn't go to work and talk about it.
That part, she just helped somebody, because y'all be talking too much.
You know, I didn't go about
Come on, Jewana.
This is for me to figure out.
Right.
How am I getting through this? What's the best way for you? Because people could only give you opinions based off of how far they are. So be careful for who you asking opinions from.
Hello? That's all I'm saying. Because it's the truth. It is the truth. Oh my goodness. Wowzers. Hello in here. Okay, so you're learning about this is what I love. Because everything, even with your childhood, is connected to who you are becoming and what you are teaching others as well. So when you get to a place where now you're learning about not just the energy, the physical body as well, you know, how it can serve, our bodies can serve us. Right. What did I put? The midwife resuscitator. Midlife, excuse me. What is that about?
Because I'm in midlife right now. And it's rebirth. When you start knowing who you are, it's a rebirth. You are coming back. Like, I remember being saved and you got to go down under the water and come back up a new person. It's a rebirth. Yeah. When you get to know who you are.
New creation.
It's a total new creation. So I like to bring people back to life. That's where the midlife resuscitator comes from.
I love that. Listen, one thing she gonna do is have a dope behind name. I'm gonna give you that because you killing it with the names. I'm all into it. Okay, I'm all into it. But it's come from the awareness.
Right.
You are wearing the awareness. So how did you birth awakening you? It's all this is connected to it.
It
clearly.
Is. Yeah, because even going through U Factor started with...
Tell them what U Factor is.
So U Factor Wellness is my business. That is how I started Awakening You. You know, is just taking care of you. We talked about that in the beginning. Absolutely. Just going into the journey of Jewana, you matter, you factor, you need to focus on you. And healing myself from that knee surgery. Right. Was, I want to say, the first step. And it wasn't. It can't be. Like when you sit here and talk about it, it wasn't.
They all steps.
Like, that's it. Going into the church, that was a step. And everything is a step.
Absolutely.
For this journey.
The journey.
And it's learning to appreciate every step. It's learning to appreciate it, because when God told me it was time to move and leave my church, you know, that was a struggle. Right. What? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. What was that like?
Oh, that was a struggle.
Because they had to be like family by then, right?
Oh yeah.
Because if you got to a place where you not just educated yourself, but you were ordained, they're family. Yeah. Like they're a part of you.
Yeah. Like that journey. Right. I don't know how much time y'all got. That journey for real was real, because again, you're going in and you're going to see the glory, the beauty of life come out of you. And that's what I felt like I wasn't feeling in church anymore. I didn't feel the beauty of life coming out.
So it became like a task.
Everything became the job. This is what you have to do, you know. And you know, people are people. Absolutely. You learn to deal with people and who they are and things like that. But when you just start seeing things just not lining up. Yeah. Like, okay, and then
it starts to kind of trouble you.
Right. Right. And
there's different types of uncomfortability.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Not everything is I need to address or I need to you know. But one thing I developed during this journey was a prayer life. So praying, meditating, you know, during my teachings, I'd go with why I choose different words and different things. And the reason why I moved, I guess, away from prayer, because I didn't want to go into something always asking for forgiveness. So if I'm always asking for forgiveness, that means I'm judging myself and I don't think I'm worthy.
Come on.
So that was a little friction for me. So now I'm learning when you meditate, it's just not even about saying anything. It's just about being.
Yeah. So now let me ask you this with prayer, because sometimes people say, that's what sometimes people say, well, I don't always get on my knees to pray and I don't always do all that. Prayer is talking to God. Do you feel like it always has to be connected to you did something or you asked for something, or is it just conversation?
Yeah, like prayer, so
because I always use that phrase. I almost kind of put them together, like, just pray and meditate.
Right.
Because when I say pray, I'm conversing with, I'm talking.
And that's
I'm
what
just
it
talking.
is.
And meditation, like you said, is just being.
So a lot of times when you hear prayer, you feel like I have to do it a certain way.
Yeah, gotcha.
It just puts that in there. So like
it's like natural response. You feel like you gotta be
correct.
This. Or, yeah, like there's like a step by step.
Right. Like I gotta come in asking for grace. I gotta come in and be thankful. Then I gotta come in. So
and you end it like this.
In the name of Jesus, we are. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it has to be. So for me, who wasn't raised in church, it was very intimidating to get up and pray and do all of this stuff. Those are battles that I had, because now I got to talk before people and pray before people.
Oh, yeah, I went through that.
Right. Sure. So with that, and then just opening up to myself is when I start realizing, why do I always got to ask for forgiveness? What? Come on. Keep it a buck. It was a struggle.
Right.
When I got ordained, it was a struggle. They told me I had to put this collar around my neck and I had to wear stockings. I don't even like stockings. Why do I got to wear stockings?
She's like, in the summertime,
right? Girl,
it's 90 degrees.
So to be a leader, I could only speak if I have stockings.
Right.
Those rules, those things started to just. I'm like, that's not God. That's not God.
This is the uncomfortability.
Right.
All uncomfortability is not,
Yeah. Right. So that was the rebellion in me that kind of just started. Then I went to the African church and I was searching. At that time, I was really searching. And then when I went into massage school is when I came across every diverse of culture, of people, I'm talking, we had tarot readers and we got psych and and I'm just like,
all in this one space.
And our school.
This was in a school. Gotcha.
So
that actually makes sense though.
Yeah. So like as a therapist and as in this healing modality, you start seeing all the gifts coming out. You start saying, oh, and you start appreciating.
Yeah.
Because these are people that's rubbing my body. When I feel their touch, I'm like, oh, wow, you got an amazing touch. And I'm not even, so touch is just something, a whole nother level of deeper.
Okay.
But when you can allow someone to touch you, just think about it in the streets. Not everybody could just come up and touch you.
Right. Hello. Yeah. We problems.
Right.
Problems.
Yeah. So when you have somebody that's touching you, that's the biggest way to transfer energy.
Absolutely.
So the transference of energy started for me, and feeling that and being awakened to that. And at the time, going through the divorce, or going through the separation, I think that's when we first separated, was when I went into school. And the thing about it is you could be married and not feel touched for years. So now I'm just mad, so I'm not going to be touched.
Ain't happening, Joker. Right. Don't even think about it.
So I got to say again, that's God's design, is me being touched every time I went to school. I needed it. I needed the release, because when you doing it in a healing manner, there's a releasing that's happening.
Absolutely.
So that was a great time for me to release. I call it my R&R program, which is releasing religion. So during that time, yeah, it's like,
I saw something that you put. Let me not say I saw it. It was something else.
It's a lot of releasing had to happen to me, a lot of programming, a lot of believing in myself that I didn't have.
Right.
That I had to start going through and realizing all these beings are beautiful people. It don't matter if you do yoga. I was told not to do yoga. I love yoga. It's so much stuff that I had to really get in tune to for me.
And some of it really is the lack of education. Like you said, some people just don't go deeper.
Right.
So a lot of times when people come to you, not really trying to be judgmental, they just don't have any clue.
They don't have no
knowledge.
Really
they don't have the knowledge.
Right.
They don't have the education. So the surface of it is like, you can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just want to, I don't know why I said I just want to see.
Right.
just throwing that out there. Yeah,
that is the.
Tell me about, because soon as you said the touch, like I felt, and I feel like I just saw tears.
Because you don't realize how important touch is. Like, touch is big. Yeah. And we talk about the physical, but there's an energetic touch that happens with people. And that's how we bonded.
Right.
It's an energetic touch. We don't have to see each other. You don't have to be in contact with people. And it's just sometimes, your spirit just tells you, like, this is it. I just need to. But being able to be in tune with that touch, that's the touch of God.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what it is.
And I just thought about something like, even with, the energy and stuff, there's certain people, like I remember one time being with my church, our old church, and we were doing a prayer walk. And a young lady, we were praying for people or whatever, and this young lady said, like, with big energy, she was like, you can pray with me, but don't touch me.
Right.
She was like, I'll take the prayer, but nobody, she goes, nobody laying hands on me. Right. And she was young.
Right.
I was like, okay, little mama.
Right.
Okay, you knowing something. Right. You knowing something. So
there's a lot
I always thought that was
transference.
interesting. Yes.
There's a lot of transference. And that was another reason that I wanted to go to massage school, because now I'm licensed to touch. Whereas being a minister, you're not really licensed. You just going around laying hands on people, and you don't even know, but
and energy transfer.
Right. That energy.
You coming in there with all the stuff on you, and now you
right
on to people.
And then sometimes people don't understand, like, we have our own challenges.
Right.
So when your challenge, and this is running somebody else's energy, I can talk to you all day while you vent, but you have people that now take that on.
Yes.
So now you running her energy. Why are you running her energy?
Oh gosh, I was that person. I was that person. I didn't grow up in church either. Right. So when I started going to church, someone just out of nowhere during a meeting was like, yeah, because, we know Sister Shanice is a burden carrier. And I was like, I'm a what now?
Right.
What am I? It's like, you're a burden carrier. Like, you intercede for people who have burdens. And I was like, oh snap, I do though. Then I realized I had to be careful, because you can take on that.
Right.
Okay, that was for somebody. Go ahead, Jewana. This is so amazing. I'm so excited for you.
Like,
I'm so excited for you. All right, so now with the School for Massage Therapy, you meet all these amazing people from all walks of life. So where did it come to a place where you were like, I know there's more of me that I want to be in tune with? And what did you do from there?
Again, just being led. So it's just so crazy. So now I'm in massage school, because you don't even realize your journey until you start talking about it. So in massage school, again, what resonates with you? I had my first instructor, Helen Lynn, my first class, first instructor. She just turned me on, lit me up. I was just like so in tune to her. Yeah. Every word that she spoke, I hung on to it. It's like, I was like, wow, English woman, the accent, everything about her. You were just like
she was like jittery.
She was just so intriguing. She was intriguing. And there was a beautiful soul. That's what I'm going to say. A beautiful soul that was there, and going through, I guess, the transgender changing or whatever. And I don't even remember what it was, but I remember her saying, quite frankly, your mama like named you as a girl, and I need that name, because what she was doing was giving us like our number for our names. Like it was like an angel number or something for the name.
Angel number, got it.
And I'm just blown away by this, because I'm like, first of all, an angel number for your name? What is that? What is this? So I'm like, and anything mystical just turns me on. I'm like, you
Because you like to go deep.
I like to go deep. Like my friend says, you swim in these waters, Jewana, but people are still over there on the shallow end. I like swimming in the water. Right? I like swimming in the water.
I love that.
So now
your friend is funny. I love that. That was good.
So she starts going on about all of this stuff, and then she starts talking about the energy and Reiki energy and this and that, and I'm like, what is this stuff? So I go home and I'm Googling and I'm looking and
Google I'm like, Google University.
What is this? Yeah. And so I sat under her to get my Reiki master. I wound up being attuned by her, and it was just another level of turning on my light.
Right.
Like,
So now even with the Reiki master, what are you able to do with this?
It just first of all, we all have the energy. This is, I don't want anybody to think. So she attuned me. So attuning means like just turning your stations.
Right.
So now I pay attention to things that I might not have paid attention to before. So, and this is the journey in school. Like, I haven't even spoken this journey. That's the crazy part. Like, I'm just sitting here talking to it as talking through it.
Right.
So now I go to her, and then I used to go to her home, and she did the classes. It was like only 3 of us because it's intense.
Right.
When you go through this, it's intense training, and it's really getting to know you and shutting down all the senses and just knowing, what do you feel?
Right.
So that's
where are you in that moment?
What do you, that is a feeling.
That is a feeling.
What is that?
Yeah.
And so we had to kind of, on each of us, do the work. So it's just like hovering your hands over or whatever. But like, even if you rub your hands together, you feel your energy.
Right.
You feel it. And you have the power to move that. Just move it.
Right.
So feeling the energy of someone else and really learning how to differentiate and break the energy so that way it's not connected after. Because a lot of times what happens is if you're taking something outside of that healing moment, you're connected to it. And there needs to be a
breaking point.
Right.
Okay.
That once you're in a modality of healing, when the healing is over, it's over.
Got it.
So like some people, when you get a word, God don't call you up later and tell you another part of that word.
Gotcha. It's there, and that's done. What it is. Gotcha. Oh, that made so much sense.
So when people start calling you, well, God told me this a month later. What?
Yeah.
No, God gave you that message. He's not going to keep adding on. He's going to send another seed to send it if I didn't get it.
Right. Hello, somebody. Stop trying to be deep. I'm going to behave. Okay.
So now that energy is turned on. And then when I realized that energy was turned on, I was massaging. And I got a pain. And I'm like, I had never had that pain before in my life.
You knew it was different.
It was different. I never experienced this